All right, I always gotta show a little love to the preliminary fights, and this one has to be Raquel Pennington, former title contender against Amanda Nunes and Macy Chiasson. Immediately, ladies are running right into each other. It's a stand-up war. Macy's getting some shots. Really impressed with Macy. This woman's 5'11", 30 years old, really strong, felt very comfortable, was not in any way overwhelmed by Raquel's pressure or her experience. None of that. She went in there to prove a point that she belongs. She really did. So it's a stand-up war. Raquel's getting in some great shot. Macy's getting in hers. Macy kind of finishes around really strong. Hands are on the ground. And here we go, round two. Right back at it. The ladies are looking really good. It's so exciting. It's Raquel's 145-pound debut. So you kind of saw it on her. She was quite beefy in this one. Looked really good. Didn't seem like she was huffing and puffing. Great shape. So those shots were landing. Those shots were hurting. Chiasson kept that distance. It was so exciting. At one point, you have Chiasson pushing Pennington up against the cage, and then Raquel kind of stuffs her and brings her down. And then you see a tap. The ref just stops, and I didn't even catch that. Had to see it on the replay. The fight's over. Front choke, Raquel Pennington. Good for you, girl. All right, so for the first main card fight, we have Darren Elkins versus Cub Swanson. I knew this was going to be so exciting, and of course, it lived up to the hype. These boys are a little older in the fight game at this point. I thought they probably would have been truly great journeymen at this point. Unfortunately, they had their time and they did the best they could, and they're still putting on great shows. But I feel like these guys shouldn't have fought each other, and they should be helping out actually the up and coming guys. But it is what it is. Great showing. Glad it worked out. You have Cub Swanson starting to fight, picking his shots. You see he's feeling really comfortable, strong, faster than Elkins. Elkins is very rugged, very durable. He's in there. He's holding his own. He's catching Cub when possible. But then a couple of minutes within the first round, you actually see Cub feeling really good because his hands are way down to the ground, popping and hitting Darren whenever he felt like it, to the point where he lets off on him. He almost actually ended it just a couple of minutes in the first round, shockingly, because again, Darren has quite the chin and could take a beating. Lets go of him, pounces on it right back. Herb Dean had to come in, and oh my goodness, those shots. I'm glad Herb came in because by that second pounce from Cub, it just didn't look healthy anymore. These guys are closing on 40 years old. So hats off to Herb for coming in at a great time. Darren Elkins for being stand-up, for accepting the defeat. Cub, another impressive win on that guy. That was awesome. And for our next fight, it's going to be a lightweight fight. It's going to be Mateusz Gamrot from Poland, and we have Carlos Diego Ferreira from Brazil. First round, the boys are just feeling each other out. There's a couple of moments where each of them are getting their respective shots. Nothing really much happened, though. Second round, just a little heads up, though. Thing to Ferreira, seasoned vet. He's had his ups and downs. He's had fights with really some great guys, Dariush, as well as Poirier. He took up fights last moment. So shout out to him, because this fight, as I proceed, you'll see it was a freak accident happened in the fight, and you'll hear about it. But on that second round with Mateusz, this guy's coming from a KSW lightweight champ. He's here. He's making a name for himself. First fight, it was a split decision loss in Abu Dhabi, and ever since then, he's been on a 3-fight winning streak. Only one loss, 19-1. So in that second round, both of these guys are grapplers. Gamrot is a little bit more of a pressure fighter, but Ferreira is definitely on more of a jiu-jitsu submission aspect of things. So second round begins. These boys are actually rolling, and I love seeing that. All of a sudden, everybody that's a ground fighter just wants to do stand-up. I missed the ground game. It's so exciting. So there's a lot of attempts here from Gamrot trying to take down Ferreira. Brings him down quite a few times. Doesn't capitalize on it too much. Ferreira gets out of there quick. At one point, Gamrot has Ferreira up against the fence. Lands a hard knee to his back. The fight's over. TKO. It's the craziest thing, freak thing. But it was a lot of fun. I'm so anxious to see what's next for Gamrot. Very strong guy, building up a name for himself. Let's see what happens next. And for the next fight in the main card, we have Ricky Simone and Rafael Sensao of bantamweight. Ricky being from Seattle, Washington, and you have Sensao from Brazil, of course. A bantamweight fight. Both of them are actually vets. Simone, he's not ranked at. In fact, he had his fights in the Dana White's Contender Series. He went off to still the smaller shows. Came back, fought for the UFC, making him names for himself. His only losses are from Font and Uriah Faber. Really impressive guy, really impressive record. And then we have a Sensao, vet. This guy's been doing this for a while. He's had great showings. He's been in this company since WEC. So first round begins. Groin shot, Simone to Rafael. And then gives him the time. They get back at it. Simone has Rafael up against the cage, brings him down. It's been 3 to 4 minutes of just holding on to him. Round's over. Second round, there's some movement here. There's a pulse here. You could clearly see a Sensao, 39 years old. The man's on about a 3 to 4 fight loss streak, and that sucks. But at that age, you know what it is. Simone just filling him up, doesn't really do much, barely even peppering him. And then at just one point, one shot, just clobbers him. Rafael goes down, and Simone walks away. Referee steps in, the fight's over. Impressive. Sensao ranked 12. And we have Simone making a name for himself. Good for you, kid. Let's see what you can do. Forward to seeing you on that next fight. Awesome. Good job. And here we have it for the next fight. It's going to be the strawweight women's. It's Amanda Lemos and Angela Hill. This fight was so exciting. What a blast. To talk about the story in this one. That first round, these girls are feeling each other out. Then bam, Lemos, it's Angela Hill with that front kick, puts her down. She's on top of her, just raining down elbows and shots. She for a second tries to roll over and lets Angela up for a moment, gets her in a guillotine almost. Then Angela comes back, almost looking like she was about to win that round. How impressive. That second round, I kind of felt like I had Angela doing so well on that one. She was taking control. She kind of set the pace, and Lemos was just being more reactive than anything else. And that's how it was for the entire second round, of Angela Hill kind of dictating and doing what she wanted, and Lemos just reacting. That third round, though, that was so exciting. Oh, boy. Back and forth from these ladies. You see, you have Angela with the upper hand. You have Lemos coming back. Those girls were just, they wouldn't stop. It's like as if their careers were on the line, how hard they were fighting. But you already know Angela's Hill style. She's a go-getter. She's incredible. She's so resilient. She puts up a fight. She never backs down. Lemos, this girl's, with 10-1. She has a loss only from a solid Leslie Smith, tough cookie. But ever since then, she's been undefeated. I think, what is she? 5-0 in her 5-1 in her last 6. It's impressive. So it came down to a split decision. They gave it to Lemos. Maybe I had a bias here because, I've been watching Angela Hill just over the years, and this has been so exciting. I kind of was aiming towards her. There was one judge that gave it 30-27. So it is what it is. Anyways, Lemos for the win. Everybody won in this one, in my opinion. The fans, the girls. Oh, it was incredible. And for our next fight, we have Bilal Muhammad versus Stephen Thompson. Bilal actually on a long multi-fight win streak. We're talking, I think we're 7 fights in, and the only, I guess, blemish on his record in his last 7 has been against Leon Edwards with, I think that went to like a no contest. I believe that went into a no contest. We have Stephen Thompson. He's up there in age now. He's had his opportunities. He's fought for those titles a couple times. It's impressive what this guy's done. He's at this point now where, he's got to get the stage ready for them young and up and coming guys. But anyways, let's proceed. The fight happened the way it did every single round. Every time Steven was standing, when he had that chance against Bilal, he shot in and hit him every time he could, and he landed clean, and Bilal's head every time done popped up. But Bilal finishing every single round on top, pouncing on Steven every round, and for several minutes holding him down and just laying on him and kind of grinding it out the way he always does. And that's how the fight ended, with Bilal on top and Steven just accepting his loss, what it seemed like. So you really couldn't tell the difference between round 1 to 3. Fight's over, Bilal wins. And here we have it, the main event. It's gonna be, you already know, the big dog, Derek Lewis versus Chris Daukaus. Let me see that. Daukaus. That's my best way of saying it. Anyways, guess what happened? You wouldn't believe. I bet if you guessed, I bet you'd get it right. It happened exactly as you said. It's round 1. We have Derek Lewis and Chris going back and forth, just filling each other out, getting each other here and there. But you already know with Derek Lewis, he hits him that one time, he smells blood. He already knows what's going on. He pounces on him. The fight is over. Herb Dean was the ref, rather. I wasn't sure if it was her. The ref, rather, is just over the boys. He's ready to step in so many points in the fight, but it gives him an opportunity to still stay in there. He bounces in, he jumps in, cuts it off. Derek Lewis, again, highlight reel knockout. I think now that this is the most knockouts in heavyweight history, if not the organization with the most knockouts. Really impressive, very exciting. Well, okay. For our performance bonuses, our closing thoughts, and what happens hereafter, let's start with Fight of the Night honors goes to, you guessed it, Lemos versus Angela Hill. It was a lot of fun, back and forth. Absolutely, they deserve it. The ladies, they were awesome. It's everything happened in that fight. Submission attempts, takedowns, wrestling, stand up, a back and forth, the returns, the comebacks. Oh, so exciting. They absolutely deserve that. Let's see here. We also got performances bonuses goes also out to Cub Swanson for that knockout over Darren Elkins, and for Miss, I believe it was Melissa Gatto, her really impressive front kick to Sajara Eubanks. That was a closer. So fast. Sajara goes for that overhand. Miss Gatto extends her foot forward, catches her right in the belly. It was that she tried to hold on, try to proceed with the fight, but that's how it went down. Gatto wins knockout. It was cool. I'll be honest though, they should have showed a little bit more love to Simone. I thought that was really impressive what he did over at Sunsao. He should have got the kind of bonus in there as well, but it is what it is. All right, so some people to look out for. Macy Jensen, her versus Raquel Pennington. That was a lot of fun. That was exciting. Tall woman. She's game. Her attitude, her energy, really good. I'd like to see that chick in the future. Let's see what happens with Gatto too. She looked really good against a very formidable, very strong Sajara Eubanks. Again, that woman comes overweight. She has a nasty attitude. She's absolutely not a pro. She needs to go, in my opinion. Who else do we have that's really impressive? Again, Simone, a good-looking guy. It's about time he gets ranked. He should be in that world at this point. Lamos, again, her too, with an impressive fight with Angela Hill. I want to see what happens with her. Who else is there? That's all that comes to mind. But I gotta go to Bilal Muhammad with that win over Steven. Let's see what. He's not that impressive. You look at his record, it looks good. So it only makes sense that he gets a title opportunity. But now he's in top 5. I feel like he should get one more shot. But I still see him going, fighting for that title anyway, eventually. It really reminds me of John Jones, the way he just grinds it out and truly unspectacular fashion. And that'll get you to the title. That'll get you to the dance. But that's not championship caliber type of fighter. It's just my opinion. And then we have Derek Lewis talking about, at that incredible knockout, of course, talking about, I don't want any 5 rounders. I'll fight for the heavyweight title, but it's only for 3 rounds. Lewis. For that guy, how I see the rest of his career panning out, he's going to get that next title fight. It only makes sense, of course. He's going to lose it, and then he's just going to be kind of that guy that they bring in just to have an awesome fight, just to have an awesome highlight reel. Because unfortunately, just like a lot of other heavyweights, they're not multi-dimensional. They're not big on grappling. They're not big on wrestling. They just have those 4-ounce gloves, so those knockouts come in from all the time. So let's see what happens here on. We have quite a few events coming up, so tune in. This is the Fighting Epicenter, brought to you by Peak Mastery. Please do like, please do share, please do leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the event. Let me know what you'd like me to cover. I have a bunch of things coming up. Stay tuned. You'll love it. I'll appreciate it. So I'll see you around. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.